During the Cold War, the Soviet Union sought to mimic the UK's successful Harrier jump jet by developing the YAK-38. While the YAK-38 looked similar to the Harrier, it had significant internal differences, including limitations in speed, payload, and operational capabilities. The YAK-38 lacked radar and had minimal air-to-air armament, limiting its effectiveness as a fleet defense fighter. Despite initial deployment in the late 1970s and modifications to improve its performance, the YAK-38's design flaws and the collapse of the Soviet Union led to its short service life. Unlike the Harrier, the YAK-38 did not endure as a successful aircraft. Why the Soviet YAK-38 jump jet failed to compete with the British Harrier? As the aviation arms race sped forward during the Cold War, the United Kingdom introduced the Harrier, its jet-powered attack airframe capable of vertical/short takeoff and landing operations. The USSR wanted its own jump jet, and developed the Yakovlev YAK-38. The platform was meant to mimic the Harrier, but the YAK-38 did not survive the collapse of the Soviet Union. Ultimately, the Harrier would become the only truly successful Cold War-era design. The jump jet was designed to eliminate the need for vulnerable runways in combat. Since airframes of this kind can take off and land vertically from a single position, they require less space to operate. The United Kingdom's Harrier design, Soviet engineers got to work on their own variant. The A.S. Yakovlev Design Bureau sketched the first drawings of the potential airframe, equipped with a pair of R-27-300 engines. While the YAK-38 was developed from the land-based YAK-36, the two platforms had little in common. Keeping things simple, engineers decided to limit the YAK-38 speed to Mach 0.95. The resulting prototype appeared similar to the British Harrier, but with major internal differences. The YAK-38 took its maiden flight in early 1971. The computer-controlled engine system incorporated on the YAK-38 was designed to provide the proper thrust to ensure that the airframe would stay aloft. The YAK-38 possessed no radar, minimizing its potential as a fleet defense fighter. Additionally, its air-to-air armament was confined to tinier 60 heat-seeking missiles with a range of 5 miles. The YAK-38 could carry only about 25% of what the Harrier could in terms of bombs or unguided rockets. The YAK-38 was first deployed with the Minsk warship in 1979. In 1982, the USSR's third Kiev-class carrier, the Novorossiysk, was commissioned. Now that the capable aircraft was well practiced, it could be used to help the new carrier join the Pacific Fleet. That same year marked the first time a YAK-38 intercepted U.S. aircraft while armed with missiles. The Soviet jet soon underwent an overhaul. It was modified with the Tumansky R-28 V-300 and Rybinsk RD-38 engine combination. While this add-on improved the YAK-38's effectiveness, the platform overall suffered from serious design flaws that prevented its preservation following the demise of the USSR. Limited operational ranges, payload carrying capability, and performance shortened the YAK-38's service life.